Under the function description is a text description of what the function does. In this case, it tells us that the printr function will print information about a variable in a way that is readable to us. We are also given an example below on how to use that function. There is a lot of information on some functions, but beware, as for other functions, there can be very little or no information at all. A little further down, we notice that there are user-contributed notes. These can be very useful, but a word of caution. Some of the information in these notes is out of date or just plain wrong. Take what is posted here with a grain of salt, and always double check the work before using the information for your own purposes. I have found some gems in these notes, but I've found some real dogs as well, so use posted functions in the user contributed area with great caution. Back up to the search line. If you search for a function name, PHP.NET is smart enough to realize that you want the actual function and take you directly to it. For instance, if I were to search for MySQL Connect, you can see that it takes me directly to that function listing. However, if I search just for MySQL, PHP.NET recognizes that this is a chapter in the documentation and will take you directly to that chapter. The chapter section is a little bit different from the function listing, as you can see. The first part is information about the section, or the introduction. The second part is the requirements in order to make these functions available, in this case the MySQL functions. Directly under that are installation notes and runtime configuration, as well as a plethora of other information. Right now, you do not need to know or understand what this information means. In fact, it is unlikely you will ever need to know this information. This stuff is more for administrators and is more likely to be used at the point of compiling and installing PHP, so we're not going to focus on this at the moment. However, a bit further down, there is a table of contents, which is a listing of all the functions available for this section, again, in this case, MySQL functions. This is a useful place to get an overview of the functions available, along with a short description of what each function does. If we click on any of the functions, we'll see that the left-hand menu also changes to the listing of all the functions within this chapter. This is a quick way to flip between functions in the same chapter. A lot of functions will actually have a section called See Also, as we can see here. This is a useful list of functions that are similar or complementary to the function that we are viewing, and are linked directly to that function description. Now let's say we wanted to search for a concept, such as file uploading. We know that there is not a function to handle file uploading in general, but we also know that there is information about it on this website. If we do the search and leave function list in the drop-down, you can see that there are no actual functions to do file uploading. However, we can search the entire website by clicking on the Click Here link found below the functions. This will perform a search through the entire site, and you can see that the very first link is what we're looking for, handling file uploads. When doing this search, you can also select Whole Site in the drop-down menu when searching to perform that same search throughout the whole site, though I like to keep it just within the functions in case there's a function I will find that will do the job. You can also search online documentation, bug database, and various mailing lists, though I rarely have need to search these other areas. Next, I will cover other resources such as mailing lists and other useful PHP websites.